Everything in Colour is a musical based on my experiences of living in London and being young and alive in London in the 90s. The story takes place on the eve of the general election in '97, and it focuses on the lead singer, this guy named Perry, who, with his band, enter into a Battle of the Bands competition, and the prize is a record contract, fame and fortune. However, unbeknownst to him, he has been offered a contract on his own as a solo singer, and to obtain this, he needs to drop the band and kind of drop his friends, really. So it's a moral choice, and which he decides to take the record deal. His ambition is huge.
Perry's kind of the protagonist of the play. He drives all the action. He's kind of the one that they all follow. The storyline is based around, you know, Perry's journey and his hunger for fame. For me, everything in Colour is about loving your art rather than loving the fame. It's about loving what you do.
So then the second half of the musical focuses on the cause and effect of that decision, and it goes forward into the future. And he gets to see how his friends have been affected by that decision on their lives. And he gets to have the opportunity to reverse that decision.
In the blue corner!
Why do we need a conservative government? We don't! Because resting on what we've achieved is not enough!
My name's Dan. I play the man, who I consider basically to be sort of a embodiment of change in the musical, because he functions as a form of narrator as well as a manipulator of what's happening. And he's an interesting character because he's extremely erratic, and he doesn't particularly have any trait that he maintains throughout the entire musical, which I think contributes to the idea that he is in some way involved with change. To me, Everything in Colour is all about the value of friends and of honesty amongst friends, and how you can sometimes get swept up in your own personal goals and forget about other people. I'm very pleased to be part of it.
Lucy Hewer, and I'm playing Marilyn Chambers. Marilyn is best friends with the other lead, Perry. She's actually in love with him, but he's gay and has a boyfriend, Fabio.
My name is Luke Taylor, and in the musical I play the part of Floyd, the agent of the band, and Fabio, who is the boyfriend of the main singer in the band.
So I won't spoil the ending. And so it's really, I guess really the musical is about family and how your friends can be your family. You know, if you go to a big city, it's quite important you have that kind of support network. And I think, you know, sometimes your real family don't kind of match up to what they should do. So you kind of go out and find this kind of nuclear family of misfits and freaks, really.
Hi, I'm Gabby. I'm playing the part of Louise Catchin, who is the demon music critic. Louise is a ruthless, people-eating woman who likes nothing more than crushing the dreams of hopeful young musicians. So that's great fun. And I think the show has a lot of messages, but the one that really hits home for me is the political message and the links to the Conservatives and the New Labour. So it's great fun.
Outside is crash, but inside business is booming. A cold cash for tits that's gone to seed. I sat in the dark as I watch.
Hi, my name is Molly Woods and I'm playing Sophie. Sophie she's just a groupie of the band, really, but I think she hates the word groupie. I think she thinks she's more like a friend, but is definitely just a groupie.
I'm Kate Amy and I'm playing the part of Jocelyn. She starts off the play going out with Cassie and she's quite a traditional character. She ends up marrying him, which is I think her aim throughout the whole thing. She really wants to marry him and have children. So she's sort of against the whole band and the whole concept of success. She just wants to have a traditional sort of lifestyle and her focus throughout the whole thing is Cassie. She is quite moody. Because of that, she's quite moody throughout. So she's a bit different. She doesn't really fit in with the rest of the gang, the rest of the crew.
I wanted it to set it in '97 for many reasons. One, you know, I was around that time, and it is completely autobiographical. You know, I'm not going to disguise that. It is, and I think at that time in history, especially in English history, British history, politically, we were getting, you know, there was a massive change. Tony Blair was going to come in after many years of Tory rule. I think it was a kind of, every once in a while you get where everything aligns, and I think culturally, music, you know, was at its most, British music was at its most powerful, I think. You know, you had at that time Britpop. '97 was towards the dying days of Britpop, but you know, English music, particularly guitar bands, were, you know, were everywhere.
Call my name, play my game. I come for I'm your demon writer.
That music was at zenith, really, and with that, you had fashion, you know, you had arts, Tracy Emin, Damon Hirst, fashion, you had Alexander McQueen, all these new, exciting, vibrant, dangerous talent that was just surfacing. And it was a heady, exciting time. And then with that, there was there was going to be a change of government and a Labour government. And a lot of people viewed Tony Blair as the saviour, you know, he was going to change things. And we believed it. Of course, what happened after that is, you know, it's where we are now, which isn't a particularly good place.
I am playing Donna in Everything in Colour. I am a very big fan of the band New Diadem. In fact, I think I'm their best fan. Best friends with Sophie. We always see them. We're their best friends, go to every gig. Massive groupies. But we think we're very cool, but actually I think we're just a bit plain annoying. I really, really fancy Cassie, but unfortunately he's going out with Jocelyn. But I don't think that would stop Donna. I think she'd just go for it, whatever. And she is. But hopefully Cassie will break up with Jocelyn and then she'll get him in the end. But it's a good, fun character. She's a bit of a laugh. She thinks she's amazing. I don't think she is. Entirely cool.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic show. For me, it's been an amazing journey. I was in it last year when we did it. We took it to Wimbledon. And I played the same role, and it's really nice to do a sort of a completely different version with us playing the instruments on stage, and being able to tour it in a pub is going to be really interesting because I think it brings a real sense of youth to it and real life to it, which I think is what the play is all about, and that's what it means to me.
My name is Jack, and in this I'm playing Gene. Gene is the main guitarist in the band, but I think he's a little bit distant from how Perry and Cassie are together. He's definitely the outsider of the band. He's a little bit older, and out of I think out of anyone in the play other than Perry, I think he doesn't get stuck in a rut. He makes his way out, but yeah, he's very self-centered, very much cares about himself as opposed to the well-being of the band and his friends. But I think the play's about loyalty and friendship.
Who's there?
Andrew Pullen is directing. He's directed last year's show and now he's directing this year's show. And he is sure and capable hands. He's doing a fantastic job. If you're going to see the show, what I would want the audience member to experience is a fun, big, dynamic, young, youthful, vibrant show, a musical, which kind of plays with the rules a bit. That's what I'd love as an audience member, is to come out and you will remember the songs. A lot of musicals you don't. You will remember these songs, trust me. Next year, hopefully, I'd like to get it to Edinburgh. I think it's right for Edinburgh. I think it's an Edinburgh show now. I think you could put it on anywhere. And alongside of that, Jackie Jackie Romeo, Mark Nelson, have also written some of the songs. They too were in a band in the 90s. We both were in bands. Very good band called Slinky Malinky. And it's just a very capable company that are helping. You've got Spencer and you've got Tara who's doing the vocals. So there's a big family of us, and yeah, they're coming together and it's making it better. This next project, this next performance of Everything in Colour will be going on for a night at the Guildford Fringe Festival. And then it will be going on in Godalming, in the pub, in the Red Lion pub. So the next step will be, you know, who knows? Who knows?